Hi, I'm glad to see everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Victoria Nikolaevna Kolobacheva, and I'm a professor. Department of Information and Computing Systems, Karaganda Technical University. Course Java Software Application Development for students enrolled in the educational program Information Systems. Today we have lecture number 3. Topic: Conditional and Loop Statements. The plan of this lecture is presented on the slide number 2. We have 2 questions. The first question is conditional operators. The second question is loop operators. Okay? The purpose of our lecture is presented on the slide number 3. So, the purpose is learning using conditional operators and loop operators. The Java language, like any other programming language, has conditional statements and loops to control flow. Let's start with conditional statements and then move on to loops. Before exploring the actual control structures, we need to learn more about blocks. So, definition. What is a block? Or another word, compound statement. A block or compound statement is an arbitrary number of simple Java language statements enclosed in curly braces. Blocks define the scope of their variables. Blocks can be nested within one another. Okay, guys, please look on the slide number 4. You can see an example. An example of a block nested inside another block in the main method. However, in Java, it's not possible to declare the same named variables in 2 nested blocks. For example, the code fragment below contains an error and will not compile. A conditional operator in Java is if, in the bracket you can see condition and then operator. Okay, the condition must be indicated in brackets. In the Java language, as in most other programming languages, it's often necessary to execute many statements depending on the fulfillment of one condition. In this case, a block operator is used, which has the following form. You can see in this slide operator 1, operator 2, and curly braces. For example, guys, Please look in this example. In this code, all statements enclosed in curly braces will be executed if the volume of your sales is more than or equal to the value of target. Okay. Next slide, you can see block diagram of the operator if. You can see condition, your sales more or equal target. If yes, then performance satisfactory. And next block, bonus equals 100. If no, then rest of this code. Okay. Conditional operators in Java are also known as ternary operators. You are very familiar with the concept of the if-else statement. Conditional statements are simply a condensed form of an if-else statement that also returns a value. The term ternary operator is used because this operator has three operands that are used to evaluate Boolean expressions. The ultimate goal of a statement is to decide what value to assign to a variable. Okay, guys, please, in this picture, you can see, in the middle of this picture, you can see condition. If condition is false and if condition is true. What we have? If condition, this condition is true, conditional code. Otherwise, rest of the code. It's simple. After understanding the basic definition of this operator, let's move on and explain the syntax used to implement it. For example number 1. Please look at this programming code carefully. You can see how the conditional operator is compared with two expressions and goes to the final conclusion. In our case, variable integer 8 equals 10 and variable b integer type equals 20. What will be the result of this programming code? We can see that b is greater. It's simple. You can use the conditional operator in nested conditions as well. Let's say, for example, you need to compare 3 integer values and find the largest value among them. Then the if-else expression will look like this. For example, A more B, A more C. If return A is greatest, else return C is greatest. Else, if B more C condition, return B is greatest, else return C is greatest. It's simple too. Next slide, guys. You can see example number 3. You can see a programming code. Now, instead of writing this long code, condense it using the concept of a nested conditional statement. In this case, C is great because integer A equals 10, integer B equals 20, and integer C equals 30. And we can see that C variable is greatest. Okay. A more general condition operator in Java looks like this. If condition in the brackets, statement 1, else statement 2. Okay. In this slide, you can see slide example number 4. Please look carefully. Programming code. The else part is optional. Yes, groups or else statement are concentrated with the nearest if statement. So, in the code, if condition x less or equals 0, if x equals 0, sign equals 0, else sign equals -1. The else statement corresponds to the second if statement. Okay. On this slide number 25, you can see diagram, block diagram. First of all, you can see condition, your cells more or equal target, yes or no. If yes, performance equals satisfactory and bonus equals 100 plus 0.01. Your cells minus target. And if no, performance equals unsatisfactory. Bonus equals 0. Duplicate if statements are also common. Please look in this programming code carefully. Please, guys, look on the next slide. You can see flow chart for if else if statements. Multivariable branching. Okay. We have condition if yes or no. If yes, that performance equals fabulous and bonus equals 1000. If no, rest of this code. Next condition, if yes, performance is excellent and bonus equals 500. If no, rest of this code. Next condition, if yes, performance satisfactory and bonus equals 100. If no, rest of this code. And we can see print, you are fired. You can add as many else if statements as you like and check any number of conditions. But when there are a lot of conditions, it's better to use another operator. Switch case. Its syntax is as follows. Switch, break, default, break. Let's look at this syntax carefully. This information into Russian language. Okay, guys, example number 6. Let's say we need to display the day of week depending on the number that comes in. Here is how you can organize it using a switch case statement. It's simple. We have int variable equals 2. We use switch operator. So, case 1. Monday. Or break. Case 2. Tuesday. Or break. Case 3. Wednesday. Otherwise break. Case 4. Tuesday. Break. Case 5. Friday. Break. Case 6. Saturday. Break. And case 7. Sunday. Break. The right answer will be Tuesday because int variable equals 2, case 2. Okay. Please guys look in this picture carefully. You can see in general this operator, conditional operator. Okay. And now I recommend you to watch conditional operator on Java program. You can see its link, lesson number 7. Okay. Next question, guys, loops in Java program. They are for loops, while loop, do while loop. Okay. A loop in programming is used to repeat a certain piece of code over and over. its definition. There are 3 loop operators in Java. They are for, while, and do while. We'll consider how the operators of the for, while, do while loops are used. Early exit from the cycle. When using the for construct, you know in advance how many times you need to repeat, okay? When using while or do while constructs, repetitions will occur as long as some condition is met. Okay, guys, please consider an example. Displaying a number from 1 to 10. Please look carefully on the programming code. For these constructions, looks like this. We use for brackets. We have initialization, semicolon, condition, semicolon, and iteration. And next body of the cycle. Okay. What is initialization? Definition. Initialization is the first parameter that contains the variable in its initial value. This variable will be used to count the number of times the loop is repeated. In our example, this is the variable in I equal 1. Okay. Next slide, guys. You can see condition. What does it mean? Definition. Condition is the second parameter, contains some logical expression. The condition under which the cycle will be executed. In our example, this condition is I less or equals 10. Okay. Next definition, iteration. What does it mean? So, iteration is the third parameter, an expression that modifies the variable specified in initialization after each step of the loop. The change occurs only if the condition is met. In our example, iterating I double plus is incrementing the variable by 1. Also, for iteration, I is often used decrementing a variable by 1. Please, guys, look the next slide. While loop. Example. Displaying values from 1 to 10. Okay. The while construction looks like this. We use while in the bracket. We have Boolean underscore expression and then body of the cycle. The while clause evaluates the expression in curly braces as long as the Boolean underscore expression parameter evaluates to true. This parameter is a condition for the execution of the cycle. In the above example, the Boolean expression is I less 11. Okay, the truth of the logical expression is checked before each step of the cycle, including before the first. While is also called a precondition statement. For implementation, an infinite loop just specify true as a parameter. In this picture, guys, you can see do while loop in Java. We have statement block, condition while, and true false according to condition, and in general. Unlike the while statement, do while is a post-condition statement that first executes the loop body and then checks the condition. Thus, the body of the loop will always be executed at least once. For example, displaying values from 1 to 10. But we use do while. The do while construction looks like this. Do body of the cycle while Boolean underscore expression. Okay. Body of the cycle in curly braces. As you can see from the construction, the body of the loop is executed before checking the condition. Subsequently, the body of the loop will repeat if Boolean underscore expression was true. The do-while statement is useful when some actions need to be performed at least once, and their repetition will depend on the condition. Please, guys, look on this slide number 55. You can see for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop. The Java for loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iterations is fixed, it is recommended to use for loop. Next, while loop. The Java while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iterations is not fixed, it's recommended to use while loop. And next, do while loop. The Java do while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. Use it if the number of iterations is not fixed and you must have to execute the loop at least once. At least once. Okay. Next slide, it presents the following information. Jump statements. Java supports 3 jump statements: break, continue, and return. These statements transfer control to another part of the program. The execution of the loop can be interrupted by calling the break statement inside the loop body. After the execution of the break statement, the loop will immediately exit. Even the current iteration will not be completed. Control will be transferred to the operator following the cycle. Continuation statement continue. This operator is used to check for some result, and if the check was successful, execute the code further. Return statement. This operator is used in places where something created after the completion of the block dies. The return statement allows you to pass a specific value to the main program code for further work with this result, often used in functions and class methods. Okay, and here, guys, I recommend you to watch IT Project Java lessons, lesson number 8. You can see link of this lesson, loop operators. Okay. Have you any questions? If you have questions, I'll answer on them with pleasure. And now, guys, you can see control questions. You should answer these control questions. You have only 5 control questions. The first question, what is a conditional operator? The second question, what is a block or compound statement? The next question, what are more general conditional operator in Java looks like? And you have programming code. You should to get result. What is the result of this programming code? Please look carefully. Using resources. In this slide, you can see information about Java. You've already known about these links. They are famous for you. Java's main site. From here, you can also copy JDK. A lot of useful things for the developer. Java technology news. Site of the Java. So, some division. On the website of the IBM company, there is a large section where you can find a lot of useful information for the program. And you can see a Russian language site about Java language, programming language. And next, textbooks, Java textbooks from the internet. Introduction to Java programming, Java application sample library, and basic video Java. They will help you in your practice. Thank you very much for your attention.